Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into a topic that might sound a little intimidating. But trust me, it's actually one of the most empowering things you can do for yourself. How to make a simple budget that actually works. If you've ever felt like your money just disappears, or you're stressed about bills, or maybe you just want to hit some big financial goals, then this video is for you. Budgeting isn't about restriction. It's about control, peace of mind, and setting yourself up for success. And guess what? It's much simpler than you think, and absolutely anyone can do it. So, let's jump right in and get you started on your financial journey. The very first step in creating a budget, and arguably the most crucial, is calculating your income. This isn't just about your main paycheck. It's about understanding every single dollar that comes into your life. Think about it. Your salary from your full-time job, any earnings from side hustles like freelancing or selling crafts, maybe some passive income from investments or a rental property. Gather all these figures. Be as precise as possible, especially if your income varies month to month. If it does, consider taking an average over the last few months. The goal here is to get a clear total number. Knowing exactly how much money you have coming in is like knowing your starting point on a map. You can T-plan your route until you know where you are. So, take a moment, list it all out, and get that grand total. This number is your foundation, and everything else we discuss builds on it. Once you know how much money you have, the next logical step is to figure out where it's all going. This brings us to step 2, tracking your expenses. This can be an eye-opening experience for many people. We're going to split your expenses into categories to make it easier to manage. First, you have your essentials. These are non-negotiables like rent or mortgage payments, utility bills, groceries, transportation costs, and insurance. Then, there are your non-essentials or discretionary spending. This includes things like eating out, entertainment, subscriptions you might not even use, shopping for fun, and hobbies. And finally, don't forget to factor in savings. It's important to treat savings as a non-negotiable expense too, but we'll talk more about that in a moment. Now, how do you track all this? There are tons of ways. You can go old school with a simple notebook and pen, use a spreadsheet, or download one of the many fantastic budgeting apps available today. The apps often link directly to your bank accounts, making tracking super easy. The key is to be consistent for at least a month, ideally 2, to get a real picture of your spending habits. Don't judge yourself during this phase, just observe. Understanding your habits is the first step to changing them for the better. Alright, now that you know your income and where your money typically goes, it's time for step 3, setting spending limits. This is where you take control and decide exactly how much you want to spend in each category each month. Looking at your tracked expenses, you might see areas where you're re-spending more than you realized or more than you were comfortable with. This is your chance to adjust. For example, if you see you spent $1,000 on eating out last month, maybe you decide to cap that at $300 for the next month. Be realistic with these limits. Don't cut everything out all at once, or you'll quickly feel deprived and likely give up. Start with small, manageable adjustments. If you consistently go over in one category, look at why. Maybe your limit was too low, or perhaps there's a habit you need to address. The beauty of a budget is its flexibility. Life happens, and your budget should be able to adapt. If you have an unexpected expense, you might need to temporarily adjust a different category. This isn't about being perfect. It's about progress and conscious decision-making. Setting these limits gives every dollar a job, ensuring it's working towards your goals. Following right on from setting limits, step 4 is crucial for building your financial future. Plan savings, where we adopt the powerful principle of paying yourself first. Before you pay any bills or spend on anything else, make sure a portion of your income goes directly into savings or your emergency fund. Think of it as another essential expense, just like rent or utilities. Why is this so important? Because an emergency fund creates a buffer against life's curveballs, unexpected car repairs, medical bills, or job loss. It prevents those situations from completely derailing your financial progress. Even if it's just a small amount to start, say $20 or $50 a paycheck, commit to it. The important thing is to start somewhere. Once you build up a solid emergency fund, typically 3 to 6 months of living expenses, you can then start saving for other goals, a down payment on a house, a dream vacation, retirement, or investing. The beauty of paying yourself first is that you never miss the money because it's out of sight, out of mind, and it grows over time. Automation can be a huge help here, but we'll get to that in a moment. Now that your budget is set up, it's not a set it and forget it kind of deal. That brings us to step 5, monitor and adjust. Your budget is a living document, not a rigid rulebook. You need to check in regularly, weekly, or at least monthly, to see how you're doing. Are you staying within your spending limits? Did you forget to budget for something? Are there new expenses that have popped up? Life changes, and so should your budget. Maybe your income increased, or you found a new, cheaper subscription service. Perhaps you realized you consistently go over your eating out budget because your work schedule changed, and you need to allocate more there while cutting back somewhere else. Don't be afraid to tweak categories as needed to stay on track. The goal isn't to punish yourself if you go over, but to understand why and make informed decisions moving forward. This continuous monitoring and adjustment process is what makes a budget truly effective and sustainable in the long run. It empowers you to respond to your financial reality rather than just react. Alright, so you've got the 5 core steps down. Now let's talk about some extra tips and tricks to make budgeting even easier and more enjoyable. First, and this is a game changer for many, automate your bills and savings. Set up automatic transfers for your savings contributions on payday. Schedule bill payments to coincide with when your money comes in. This prevents you from forgetting payments, missing due dates, and ensures you consistently pay yourself first. You won't even have to think about it. Second, look for ways to cut unnecessary expenses without feeling completely deprived. Maybe you can switch to a cheaper phone plan, cancel a streaming service you rarely watch, or pack your lunch a few extra days a week. Small changes add up significantly over time. The trick is to find cuts that make you feel like you're re-sacrificing your quality of life. And finally, use visual charts or budgeting apps to see your progress. Seeing your savings grow or a graph showing your spending decrease in a certain category can be incredibly motivating. It turns abstract numbers into tangible achievements, making the whole process much more rewarding and fun. So there you have it. A simple step-by-step guide to creating a budget that actually works for you. Remember, budgeting isn't about being restrictive or depriving yourself. It's about giving you freedom. Through freedom to make conscious choices about your money, to reduce financial stress, and ultimately, to reach your biggest financial goals. Every small, consistent step you take will lead to massive financial success over time. Don't aim for perfection right away. Aim for progress. Start today, and you'll be amazed at how quickly you can transform your financial situation. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope this video helps you feel more confident about managing your money. If you found this helpful, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel for more financial tips, and let me know in the comments what your biggest budgeting challenge is. I love hearing from you all. See you in the next video.